Well, I told you it was going to be a busy week this week. E3 going on, all the stuff's going crazy. I'm getting access to Animal Crossing tonight, finally. I'm a week behind, but it's okay. I'll jump right in there, and we've got a Skype group ready, and it's all good. I'm going to get all the fruit. I'm going to be so happy. But, with it being so busy and everything, I haven't really had that much time to throw up Pokemon battles, but I do have one for you guys today from my stream a little bit ago, and I'm using some random stuff in OU that I threw together. Opponent using some pretty standard Pokemon, and we shall see how we match up. So we're on the plains, the grassy plains here, and I'm going to lead off with a Mienshao, my Koyondo, inspired, of course, by Wild Chase's weird pronunciation of Kojondo in that strange accent he does sometimes. But, this thing does have hidden power ice, so I could have gone for it on this first turn because the switch to Gliscor is as obvious as, like, a cream pie in a comedy film or something like that. So I could have gone for it, but I was like, I've been over-predicting all this goddamn time with all these matches, so I'm just going to go for the obvious move with a high jump kick. And he does the obvious move as well and goes to Gliscor, so whatever. I get a bit of damage on him, but at least my Mienshao's alive and his T-Tar didn't get off like an earthquake or something and do horrible damage to me. So now I'm going to go into Landorus, which can easily check the Gliscor. I have hidden power ice on this thing too, so I can break subs easily. The annoying thing is that he can just toxic me and then sub protect for like the rest of eternity. Oh, I hate Sub Protect Gliscor, man. That's why I should carry Mamoswine on all my teams, because if you have Mamoswine with Icicle Spear, breaks through those substitutes and ends up killing Gliscor, and it's really nice. So I should probably carry Mamoswine a lot more. It's a really good threat in the metagame, Mamoswine. Not enough people use it, I don't feel, and it just covers so many bases. Really good, so he is going to continue to do his protecting, toxic, subbing stuff. I do see the opportunity. I might as well get up Stealth Rocks here, as long as I'm sticking around, because, I have nothing else that I can do apart from you turning out. So before I leave the battlefield, I'm just going to set up Stealth Rocks, and then I decide I'm going to basically go for the straight-up switch as opposed to U-turning on this turn, so that, well, I didn't really know why. It doesn't really make a difference, honestly. U-turning may have even been better, because if he had wanted to, for some reason, strangely switch, it would have given me the advantage, but I guess I flat switch it, not like it matters, because my intention here is to encore him into a move anyway, and Toxic just happens to be that. So I'm going to encore him into the Toxic, and as you probably saw from the team preview, I do have Heatran on my team, so I can easily, force him to stay in and go for Toxic again, because he can't switch, seeing as I'm a Wobbuffet, and I get a completely fresh switch into Heatran, and dodge that hit pretty nicely. So Heatran that I'm running is not the one that I usually run. I usually go around running specially defensive Heatran, who's a cool cat. Special defensive Heatran's my man. I like him. But I decided I want to try something different and something interesting. So I'm running the Eruption Heatran, which can only run Quiet Nature, which is really a bit of a pain, because Quiet is like the worst thing on something with Eruption. However, when you give it specs and you give it Eruption, it does a huge amount of damage. So much. And I think I did use this thing before, because I remember fire blasting a Terrakion. That was in one of my previous matches. But I decide I'm going to go in and just go out for the Eruption. I just want to see how much it does to stuff. And unfortunately, Tyranitar is really good, so it takes the hit surprisingly well. I do a good chunk, but T-Tar has that resistance, and it has a special defense boost from the sand, so it's a good check to specs Heatran in any scenario, especially when it's locked in to a move like Eruption. So I'm going to switch out. He has the opportunity to set up Stealth Rock as I switch, which is kind of going to limit my Eruption power from Heatran later on, because obviously the lower health you have, the weaker the move becomes. But we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it won't affect it too badly. But I'm in with Landorus now. Landorus, cool cat around town. I'm going to go for the U-turn as he goes into Gliscor, which is perfectly fine. I can now be more proactive in trying to get rid of this Gliscor and try and be more offensive against it, because it now doesn't have a substitute to hide behind. It doesn't, have any of those kind of shenanigans going on. So I'm going to go to Salamence. I'm running Specsmens. I'm like, he's probably going to protect on this turn, but I really just need to kill this thing. I need to Hydro Pump. So I go for Hydro Pump. He doesn't protect, but I missed the Hydro Pump. Salamence, really? Why? You had the golden opportunity, and I think Rick was in the stream call as well, and he was like, I just realized that water moves kill his whole team. I was like, wow, you're right, water moves do kill his whole team. but I missed my first water move. So now I get poisoned, I'm getting hit by Sandstorm, and it's just not a good situation for Salamence. I love Spexments. Look, guys, back in 4th gen, when you rocked Spexments, there was little your opponent could do about it. Holy shit, this thing was a powerhouse. And then we come into 5th gen, and look at this, the T-Tar's at 247 HP. I'm pretty sure I'm super powered up in the special attack department, but no, I'm not good enough, because look how little that does. Like, that's a Specs Hydro Pump. Specs Hydro Pump from one of the old school 4th gen threats, Salamence, and doesn't even kill it. It's a shame. It really is a crying shame. But I do manage to 2-hit KO the T-Tar as he brings it in as death fodder, I guess. Not quite sure why he decided to fodder T-Tar, but each to their own. You know, each man has his own decisions to make, and he decided to leave T-Tar to die. Unfortunately, Sandstorm and Poison. It's going to take Salamence down. Salamence is gone. So, back to Landers. We're back in the business again. We've got Lando on Lando action. That hot Lando versus Lando. He gets the Intimidate off first. So I'm kind of thinking maybe he is a faster variant or a choice variant maybe. Or it could just be a speed tie. I don't actually know at this point. But I, kind of get my suspicions confirmed as he is faster than me. Though that could have also been him winning a speed tie. But looking at his HP, even like on the replay, I can see that he's going to be an offensive one at 320 HP. So he goes for the U-turn. And this switch to Gliscor really confuses me quite a lot because I've already shown that I have hidden power ice on this Landorus, so I'm not quite sure why he wanted to do that. Perhaps he was overthinking the situation a little and thought that I would U-turn as well. So he's like, crap, what if he U-turns? I can't go into Reuniclus if he U-turns because Reuniclus will take a huge amount of damage from that. So I guess he thought, maybe if I go to Gliscor and take the U-turn, I'll be in a better situation. But unfortunately for him, I did just go for the straight out hidden power ice, and he, I guess, overthinks the situation, and Gliscor is taken down a notch. A lot of hidden power ice damage onto that thing. Unfortunately, he is running the protect, so poison heal plus protect plus a couple of turns gives him the leeway where he can set up a substitute, and I'm just like, are we really going to play this game? This is a stream as well, and we're really going to play this game of substituting and poison stalling, and I'm going to speed the situation up because I don't want you guys to watch it. There's no reason for you to sit here while I explain the zero thought process going through my mind. The thought process was, this food that I'm eating tastes good while I mindlessly click the button, because I'm pretty sure I was eating some food at the time and I was just mindlessly clicking the button of hidden power ice. Unfortunately, he lures me into a fucking just brain dead situation because I'm like, must press hidden power ice, must press hidden power ice. So I keep pressing hidden power ice, and he takes advantage of that situation by going into Scizor on the last turn when I'm gonna die, and takes the hidden power ice really well. Unfortunate because I could have gone for an earthquake then, but doesn't really matter because I go straight back into Kyondo, go for the high jump kick, and because I am reckless, that is gonna sting, and it cleans Scizor out very nicely. Not quite sure why he didn't bullet punch, but each to their own again. Back to Landorus, which can certainly deal with Mienshao decently. And I don't want to stay in because I'm locked into high jump kick. So I'm going to go back to my main man, my Wobbsabi here, even though it's a female and it's called Wobbsabi P, so it doesn't really have any male parts to it, so saying my main man is somewhat of a weird phrase in this sense, but not that it matters because it still performs its manly duties. And as you can see, Earthquake was doing, a good amount of damage, but I'm thinking maybe I can live another one, going down the HP, and Wobbsabi peas! They put the sting, they put the heat on, and they make you cry. The tears dripping down Landorus's face. So tasty they are. And I get off the counter and I kill it. That was fucking great. I was super satisfied with those tears from the Wobbsabi power. Completely amazing in my opinion. So going to loot my favourite, my good old Zelf, and I have an opportunity here to completely screw over this Reuniclus. Shows me that it's a Trick Room variant, so probably Life Orb Trick Room. Very powerful and scary set in general, so I'm glad that I did that because now he's forced to switch out. If he stays in Trick Rooms, he just puts the thing back to normal, because that's what you do if you use Trick Room twice in a row. You reset it. So I know he's going to switch, and I know he has Magnezone left, and I know I have fucking Full Blaze. So Loot reaches into a back pocket, gets out the Full Blaze spell, and uses Full Blaze because it's fucking potent and destructive, and I kill Magnezone with Full Blaze, so good job, Loot. And then Reuniclus comes in, and I obviously don't want to stay in to take a Shadow Ball or anything of that nature, so I go into Heatran. And he makes a nice play here by going for the Focus Blast as opposed to, staying and going for Shadow Ball, which I dodged the first one. And then I'm really surprised when, even after, with Trick Room up and everything, even after I gave him a Scarf, he's still slower, which means he's faster within the context of the Trick Room, and he hits me with a Focus Blast. And then I miss my Fire Blast, which is horrendous because I am Specs, and Specs Heatran would have done a fuck ton to that Reuniclus. And then he ends up critting me as well, just rubbing salt in the wound. So I've not been doing well in terms of like getting off the crucial hits, like Hydro Pump missing at a crucial time, Fire Blast missing at a crucial time. Literally only have Mienshao and my Azelf left, so this could be a bit of a tight situation. I know that if I go for the U-turn and give myself the advantage because either I'm going to do a huge amount of damage to the Reuniclus, and then I can go into Azelf to resist the Focus Blast that he's locked into, or I U-turn on the Gliscor, go into Azelf, and have the opportunity to kill it with a Psychic, and, it works out in my situation because he does go into Gliscor. I can go to Azelf, and I have the leftovers that I stole from the Reuniclus earlier, meaning that, I don't get taken down so much by the Sandstorm. So he does decide to protect, just to see what I'm going to go for. I go for Psychic, and maybe he decides to stay in here, thinking that I'm going to overpredict and switch up my moves, thinking that he would go into his Reuniclus now. But no, he actually ends up going for a double protect, trying to stall out even more turns and get more poison heal damage, and unfortunately for him it fails, allowing my Azelf to take him down with the Psychic. Well played Psychic indeed. And Loot doing a good job here. MVP I feel so far. Very, very nice work. Wobbuffet too. Wobbuffet did well, but only took down one Pokemon. Loot doing a bit of a tidier job here. Now Reuniclus, obviously the final Pokemon left. I only have Azelf and my Mienshao left, so I'm going to go for the Fire Blast. Fortunately it does hit, allows my Mienshao to come in and maybe have a much easier chance taking down with a U-turn, and he's going to go for the Shadow Ball, which I'm not sure how well I can take this. I'm hoping that with 191 HP I can live one, because I know that U-turns are guaranteed 2-hit KO from this range, so I go for it, and I'm hoping please live the Shadow Ball. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't need to hope at all because the Hacks Gods are going to give me a little bit of generosity at the end. They're kind of saying sorry for the Hydro Pump miss, sorry for the Fire Blast miss, and they said, here you go. Have a U-turn crit. Why not? Finish the game nicely. Finish it cleanly. And that's what we do. So that was the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And, I've been liking using those guys, especially Azelf again. I haven't used Azelf, consistently since 4th gen. So it's good to get that guy back in action. Loot doing some good work. And, yeah, that's about it. Hopefully normal schedule should resume next week. I know I've been lagging behind on doing Fire Emblem and Heavy Rain and stuff. I will sort that out and I will get back on schedule as soon as I can. As well with Five Guys and a Gigalith, that might be delayed again. It's just been really busy and I haven't had time, and I don't know if I will have to, if I will get the opportunity to, because it takes a while to put that show together. So thank you very much. Anyway, do leave a like if you enjoyed. If not, so be it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.